This show is supported by you, and boy, is it supported by you. Stick around for more about that in just a moment. This is Cup and Go for January 16, 2026. Keep up to date with the important happenings in the Go community in about 20 minutes per week. Maybe
20?
We've never hit the 15-minute mark. We're going to try 20. I'm Jonathan Hall.
I'm Shai Ahmad. And my New Year's resolution is to finish this show in 20 minutes. Even though this week we have a little more to talk about. Blah, blah, blah.
Last week was a long episode. I think our longest ever, probably. But more about that in just a second. First up, hot off the press as of yesterday, Go 1.26 RC2 is out with some security fixes and a bunch of other cool stuff that we talked about last week in what is proving to be our best episode ever.
The 126 overview episode seems to really bring people in. So if you ever thought about sharing the show with someone, last week's episode is our best performing episode yet, which I don't know, I'm excited about.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we've had over 1,500 listens since that episode went live, which makes it the best episode in terms of listens for the first 2 weeks, and it hasn't even been out a week yet. So yeah. we blew past the 1 week threshold early on. So share that episode with your friends.
Do you believe this indicates good things on our show or good things on 126? Like it's going to be the most highly adopted Go version ever because people like the version. Is it us or is it Go?
I don't think it's not me. It might be you, Shai.
It actually is a good question about the show in general. Were we to talk about a worse language? If this was Cup of Python, would people like the show the same? Or do people like the show because the language is good?
Maybe they like it better according to those dubious charts we've talked about on the show in the past.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I guess people just can't get enough of their Go routine leak protection or whatever. So what does RC2 stand for?
Yeah, release candidate 2. So that means this could be the final version of Go 1.26, which is scheduled to be released in a couple weeks or so, sometime next month probably.
Although usually they go to RC3 and 4. If I remember
probably.
correctly.
I mean, if they find any showstoppers, they'll fix them. And showstoppers could be a serious bug they've discovered, which the odds of that are diminishingly low as time goes on. Usually those bugs are discovered early. But it could also be security releases, security fixes, which is of course what the main thing happened here was there were a number of security fixes which are also included in Go 1.25.6, which I hope you can educate me on because I haven't read through them yet.
All right. There are a lot of them. We're not going to go through all of them, but as usual, update your Go versions. 124.12, 125.6, and 126 RC2 include all these fixes. It's like this awkward window where all three versions are sort of active, right? Before 126 is officially in and 124 is officially out. But there are 6 security fixes. I think, again, what I like about these is that most of them are pretty understandable. I could give you the primitive and I guess you could guess the vulnerability. We could play that game. Let's see, Wheel of Fortune. We could be like, Wheel of Ida. Can you find the vulnerability in the thing? So the first security fix on this release is from Jacob Koilek. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And I should learn that name because we've talked about Jacob a few times already on the show. And Jacob or Jakob Koilek, I hope I'm saying that correctly. I'm probably not. Reported it. Really cool things. I think it's an interesting find because it sounds obvious in hindsight, but these are the things that are exactly very hard to find. Super cool. A great find. Yes. Finding vulnerabilities in Go, which is...
By the way, Jacob, come on the show. We'd love to talk to you.
Answer my LinkedIn messages, Jacob. So the first one is in the zip, the archive zip library, which is fixing a denial of service. When you parse a zip file, if you think about it, it includes all the data inside it and some, headers that help you figure out what to fix, what to parse, sorry. And the algorithm that does that, the file name indexing algorithm, is super linear, which I don't know if it's what that means. I just think it's linear. Maybe it's worse
linear
than
seems
linear.
like Yeah, I don't know what super linear.
Linear in terms of the runtime.
Right.
And
like linear means like 01, right? So super linear like 01.
I actually think linear means O of n, not O of 1.
O of n, you're right. O of n, you're right. So it's like O of n times 1 or something. I have no idea what super linear means.
Anyway, when you construct a zip file that's maliciously constructed, you can make that algorithm just get all hairy and cause a denial of service. I wonder where that hits people, because I know that people use zip all the time. I can't remember a single time I imported the package.
I've imported it a few times, mostly because I had to consume something from somewhere else.
So you would be vulnerable to this.
Probably, yeah.
If someone gave you like an untrusted zip file, user upload, they could DOS your server. But no more.
Woo.
Which is good. Similar thing in NetHTTP. So memory exhaustion in request.parse form. Again, if you provide a very large number of key value pairs, you can cause a denial of service. This was reported by someone else, and it's in a different library, but it's exactly the same sort of primitive. You know what I mean? Like, this, you just pass a big list of things. This was reported by Julian Krettel or Jubobs. Yeah. Which I think we also mentioned on the show before. I don't exactly remember when, but I remember that name. It's funny, like seeing, these names pop up again. Other fixes are slightly less exciting, in my opinion. It's like crypto TLS, you copy some automated generated ticket keys. So when you resume a session, your expiration isn't exactly 100% correct.
I have to call something out though on this one. It's only crypto TLS. Who cares about that?
No, I mean it's important,
but it was reported by a 19-year-old high school student.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Koya Prant. I hope I said that right. At least their GitHub profile says they're a 19-year-old high school student. So that's pretty cool. Way to get involved early.
Very, very cool. I love the genre, people on the internet who are like anime avatar. It's like, it's beyond in my opinion, it's beyond my age group already, that I literally can't understand it. Their website is, by the way, blog.gov.cooking.
That's awesome.
Which is great. It's also, I think, in Chinese or Japanese, because they
claim to be in China, so I would assume Chinese, but cool. I can't read either language, so it's the same to me.
Very, very cool RBQVQ. If you are indeed a 19-year-old high school student from China and not a PSYOP operation to do something else. But it is a worthy shout out. Very, very cool. I wonder who's the youngest person doing Go? People are getting into programming very early.
I started programming when I was 8, but it was not in Go, of course.
What do you consider programming? Because I did a super advanced PowerPoint presentation. No, it doesn't count. It literally had the Visual Basic script in it.
Okay, that VB script would be considered programming, yes.
Then 11, I want to say. 10, 11, something like that. But Go is like such a second language sort of thing, you know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine someone trying to... We had that discussion.
We've discussed that, yeah.
Very, very cool Koya Prent. One bypass of flag sanitation that can lead to arbitrary code execution. This was reported by GMO Flat Security, Ryotak. Also, again, the 21-year-old security researcher, and this like sort of anime chibi style site, which I like. And also, I don't know what this language is. Just straight up, it might be Japanese from GMO Flat Security. Might be Japanese, but a very cool vulnerability, like talking about the vulnerability, not the person. It's just you're allowed to pass flags that are not safe listed, which might lead to arbitrary code execution. It's a bit of a stretch, but you could pass a flag and then inject something into the bash terminal that you're running the command into. If you're using the Cgo package config, so you could have like a package config binary run with flags that are not safe listed. So it could be like and then semicolon RM RF or something like that. Again, a similar but not exactly the same sort of vulnerability reported by someone else. split line from the DevCore research team. Apparently, what the version control system do you use? Have you used others recently?
Recently, no. I've used Subversion in the long ancient history past ages ago. I can barely spell SVN anymore.
Yeah, I used SVN a lot, which I like because now whenever I commit something and I want to skip the verify, like the pre-commit, I do, my commit mentions me, like, the command reminds me of SVN because I do git commit minus S for the signed off, V for the verbose in the commit editor, and then N for no verify. So it's git commit minus SVN, which feels like poetic justice. And I've used TFS in the past and whatever, but a lot of people still use Mercurial or JJ or things like that.
Well, JJ is a pretty new one though, right?
Yeah, I haven't played around with it yet, but I'm not. I'm actually not anxious to. I really like Git. I have no problem with it. But apparently, if you have various VCSs installed, there was a way to have unexpected code execution when you invoke the Go toolchain.
Oh.
Because on Mercurial, you could like download modules, when you do go get or whatever from custom domains. And it's just because how the VCS command is constructed. On Git, you can give the specific malicious version string to a toolchain, and it would cause some problems. So now it's just using safer VCS operations to do it, and also just disallow a version that starts with like minus or backward slash. So you can't like have these shenanigans because that's not a valid version anyway. So yeah, a lot of security fixes. One final one again from a Koya brand. It's a handshake that may be pre-processed in the incorrect encryption level, also in crypto TLS. The previous vulnerability we talked about from Koya was discovered while investigating this one. So the Koya reported this one, and then the team found out the config clone copies of the session keys. Generally, a pretty serious release with, a pretty wide attack surface that's being closed. So I'd highly recommend just upgrade. And also diving into these implementations, if you're into security, sounds like a pretty good idea.
Cool.
Sounds like a pretty fun idea, rather. So how does one go? We always recommend you should upgrade. What's the physical thing I need to do to upgrade my Go version?
These days, all you really need to do is update your go.mod to the new version. And it will download the new version. And depending on how you build for deployment, that may be enough as well. I also tend to update my Docker files to pull in the latest, the image based on the new version of Go. That would not strictly be necessary because the go.mod will instruct the Go toolchain to download that version of Go. So even if you're, say, building on a Docker image from Go 1.20, if you update go.mod, you'll build from Go 1.23 Docker image. That image will download Go 125.6 at build time. So it's less efficient, but it would still give you the latest version of Go. But yeah, I tend to update my go.mod, my Docker file, and then my CI scripts to use the latest version.
Sounds good. So you have a recipe as well.
Yeah, more or less. And then I often forget to do this till later, but my local version of Go, it's nice to have that on the latest version too. It doesn't matter if I'm in a Go module because it uses whatever version go.mod specifies. But if I'm outside of a Go module and I try to install a tool, sometimes I get version mismatches or something. It's annoying.
Cool. All right. Now on to our second debate. Is it Czechia or Czech Republic?
I am not the one to ask. I've been there, but yeah, I don't have any idea.
Why are we talking about Czechia or Czech Republic?
Yeah, because they like Go over there. And on April 23rd through 24th, Gopher Camp 2026 will be happening. It was just announced recently. Head over to gophercamp.cz and click that Get Tickets button. They're actually pretty cheap. Super early bird is only 42 euros until January 18. You have 2 days. You better hurry. If you don't do that, you'll have to pay the full price of 89 euros.
And there are group discounts if you're bringing your entire company, or student discounts if you have a student ID. Why would I go there, though? What's Gopher Camp all about?
About Go.
Well, that makes sense.
You can also submit a talk, and then we'll know more about what it's about. So it could be about whatever you want to talk about. The call for speakers is still open. They are looking for 30-minute regular talks, 10-minute lightning talks, and 90-minute plus workshops. Until that is a little more complete, I don't think we actually know what the topics will be. We can look at last year's Gopher Camp's videos to get a sense of what it might be like. Understanding runtime traces.
It's going to be 2 days. Now we're talking about the tickets. 42 euros for 2 days.
I mean, if I still lived in Europe, I would be jumping on this. And I mean,
For sure.
I can drive. I could have driven there from where I lived. I mean, it's a long drive, but I did it before.
Technically, you can drive Canada, Alaska,
Technically,
Russia.
I could do it now if I include at least one ferry and several weeks of travel time.
Although I don't know if you want to travel through the entire path right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if every single mile of it is safe.
Safest trip. But anyway, I know a bunch of folks who it will be easy to travel to.
So we'll watch this and update you when the talks are there. I think I know of at least one person who's going to be there. Bill Kennedy. So Bill Kennedy is going to be there. We had Bill on the show, of course, and if you're into Go, you probably heard of Bill.
Building a lot of training material. I've written well over 100 blogs. I've written the books. I'm really focused a lot today on trying to teach software design as opposed to software design in Go and in Kubernetes and Encore, as opposed to like language mechanics now.
So yeah, Bill's going to be there as well. I won't be, although I'll fly over, I think, same dates because I'll be in Israel that time. But seems like a great event if you're in Europe.
Awesome. Well, I think that we're coming up on our 20-minute mark. It is time to move into the lightning round.
Yes.
Lightning round.
Start us off, Shai.
My thing for the lightning round is a blog post on Medium that I found very useful last year, and it's been languishing on our backlog since October 10th. But it's how to get consistent classification from inconsistent LLMs. So where I work, we use LLMs for classification. So, get some content and try to classify it. We have our own methods for evaluation and whatever. It's a very reasonable use case, right? Take this tweet and classify it if it's either complain about political party or complain about technology. For our use case, it's cybersecurity, right? So take this file and the file name and try to predict whether it's financial information or like personal health information or whatever. So this is a very data sciencey blog post. Why am I talking about it in a Go podcast? It's because the code is in Go. It's called Consistent Classifier by French Majesty on GitHub. So if you're doing AI stuff in Go, this is if you're doing like API plumbing in Go basically, and it goes to an LLM for classification, this is a great blog post for you. Cool. I was just surprised to read it in the end. I was like 100% expecting it to be in R or in Python. And I was like Go, and I was like, oh, very
awesome.
Nice.
Well, I have another. It's also written in Go item. It's called Nginx UI. I bet you'll never guess what it is. I'll spoil the suspense. It's an Nginx UI.
Oh no!
Yet another Nginx web UI. I guess this is like for administrating your Nginx system or cluster. Provides online statistics for server indicators, automatic configuration backup, cluster management, encryption management, etc., etc. And it's written in Go, of course, and it's open source, AGPL3 license. So, if you use Nginx, it claims to be yet another Nginx web UI. I've never used an Nginx web UI, so I don't know what other options are out there. But this one's probably the best since it's obviously written in Go.
Yes, I mean there is one nice thing about it, other than the fact that it's written in Go, which I think is useful, which is it has an MCP server. So I could imagine, you just talking in your cursor and being like, hey, can you use the Nginx MCP server and check if it's down or whatever? That could be cool. And of course, it has dark mode, which is...
Yeah, that's what I was going to call it. That's the killer feature. It has dark mode. So I can't
you use Nginx right now on one of your podcasts?
I do use Nginx fairly regularly, but not for anything very interesting. Like it's often sort of the base for a static website container.
Yeah. Can I tell a really fun Nginx bug I had?
Okay.
20 seconds because it's a lightning round. So I had monitoring on the Nginx logs. And every now and then I saw the monitor would jump on like on HTTP errors, right? So it was looking for 503s to find like problems in Nginx, and it will alert us like, every now and then. And we didn't know what's up because we investigated and we couldn't find any stack trace. We couldn't find any problem. Like, oh my God, it's a statistical crash in the Nginx server. What's going on? It turns out one of our users' login, like email details, were exactly 503 bytes long. And instead of just looking for the HTTP code, because the Nginx wasn't, the Nginx logs was text, like the default Nginx format and not JSON. We were just literally looking for contains 503. I spent like 2 months of my life on that. And from that day forward, no production system I have ever written was logged without JSON. From that day forward, structured logging. So if you want another Nginx web UI, go check that out. I think it's pretty cool. All right. That's it for the items. We need to go to an ad break.
Hey.
I'm stressed out to keep this in under 20 minutes. I think we already failed.
We did.
Well, it's a new year. You'll forgive us.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for making our last episode a big success. Continue to share the show with your friends and colleagues. That's the best way you can support the show. Honestly, I love getting Patreons. It's nice to have the vote of financial confidence, but just hearing feedback from listeners and seeing the numbers go up, that's why I keep doing it. So we love your support. We're happy to do this. Support the show by sharing it and leaving a rating or a comment wherever you listen to your podcast. You can also support the show by buying some swag if you like. We sell t-shirts and mugs, of course, because of the coffee theme. Cupago.dev. There you can find all the links to past episodes and a link to our swag store. I think that's about all I want to say about supporting the show. But we do have an important benchmark coming up, Shai.
Ooh.
We have been doing this show almost 3 years, which honestly amazes me. I wasn't expecting to do it this long when we started.
Definitely not.
Next week will be our 3-year anniversary.
Which, by the way, just shows like we've been pretty consistent as well, because we've had 140 episodes. It's like 2.7. If we, you know what I mean? We only missed 0.3 of a year. Mm-hmm. You do like 140 divided by 52 weeks. It's almost, we've been on like consistently every week. I don't know. When did we stop? It was like probably October 7th. We took a while off while I was not.
Yeah, we've taken a few weeks off for holidays and for summer vacation.
For wars.
Yeah.
Various reasons. Cool. So yeah, it's our 3-year anniversary, and we decided this time to celebrate by hearing what y'all have to say. And the way we're going to do that is we posted a thing on Patreon, but it should be available to everybody. We want you to send in your voice notes. Just like a 30-second-ish voice note. You can record it in whatever, just on your device while you're walking around, and send it to us on Slack or at news@cupago.dev. You can talk about whatever you want. We have some guiding questions. Have you learned anything that was actually useful from the show? If so, what was it? What's your favorite part of Cupago? And the suggestion box, like if you have a suggestion to improve the show. And if we get enough of these voice notes, we'll have like a sort of a Frasier-y episode. You know what I mean? Where you talk and we listen. Radio psychologist sort of thing, where we hear what you all have to say. Cool. But I agree with Jonathan. It's mostly thanks to you for listening and sharing the show. It's been a huge driver for continuing to do this, other than learning.
And I think the last item we have before we close out this not 20-minute episode is an update on your San Francisco meetup.
Yes, nepotism wins again, and we're going to update only on my meetups because this is my show. And if you don't like it, you can. If
you don't like that, send us your meetups, and then we'll include them in the show too.
Honestly, please do that. But we have 2 meetups coming up in San Francisco. Go Rumors meetup in San Francisco, hosted by Quantcast on January 28th, 5:30 p.m. On a Wednesday. I would really love for you to RSVP and come. We have about 30-ish people attending, which I assume that means 20 people actually showing up in my organizer experience. But there's going to be a talk by Max de Moulin. We're going to do a live episode recording, and Pritam from Funnel Story is going to tell how they're doing Go testing. We're going to have like the normal job board where people can advertise if they have open roles or if they're available for work. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun in like smack dab in the middle of San Francisco, in the right next to Moscone Station, so very easy to get there. And there's going to be another meetup in March. If you want to decide what date that's going to be, there's polls on. There's a poll, like a Google form thing I set up, that you could decide whether it's March 23rd, March 25th, or March 26th, and then probably like next week, or probably on the 28th, when we're going to do the live episode and we're going to have the meetup, we're going to lock down that date as well. So 2 meetups coming up in San Francisco. If you're in the Bay Area, I would love to meet you. That's it on the SF updates. I think that does it for this episode as well, right?
I think so too. I think we're done.
Send us your voice notes, please, please, please.
Yeah.
If there's only going to be like 3 of them, we're probably not going to do that plan.
Sounds great.
Program exited, guys. Goodbye.
Program exited. Goodbye.